future, world population exploded. An architect designed a skyscraper. There is a rule here, whoever has more money is on the higher floor. There is a beautiful park at the top of the building. But the poor can only stay in the basement and live by scavenging. City people gradually moved to this building. In the building there is a supermarket, cinema, hospital, gym, swimming pool and public equipment. Therefore, the people who live here may not need to go out of the building at all. The protagonist Robert Lang is a doctor who is always working hard. Finally, he managed to enter the 25th floor. Rooms on this floor are also considered quite spacious. It was much brighter compared to his previous home. While he was lying on the sunbathing balcony, the heroine Charlotte saw Robert's six-pack body from her balcony. She purposely dropped the water bottle in her hand, dropped onto the balcony of Robert's house, and looked at him with a troubled look. So she has successfully acquainted with the handsome man. At the same time, took the opportunity to invite Robert to a party at her home. Robert is also in favor. After dressing well, he was extremely agitated to reach the 26th floor. Robert thought the party of the rich would be extremely elegant. As a result, after arriving at Charlotte's house, he found that everyone here was extremely noisy. The majority of the party attendees were from the lower floors. Everyone laughed together. It seemed they saw this place as a place of entertainment. Someone also came here because of Charlotte's property. For those on the lower floor, the 26th floor is indeed a very distant dream. This guy is a prime example. He's been chasing Charlotte for a long time, but Charlotte saw the six-pack Robert appear, then pushed him away and pulled Robert's hand to the balcony to watch the moon. Good things come so quickly that Robert also surprised. The next day, Charlotte took Robert to the pool. He is extremely happy. As a result, a guy in a suit called him back. It turned out that he was a rich man on the top floor. He heard that Robert was a good doctor, so he wanted to invite him to be a guest. Robert is also extremely curious, so he left Charlotte and went to the rooftop. The moment he opened the door, Robert was amazed by the luxury of this place. This place not only has an extremely large garden, but also has precious animals. Even the interior of the house is also extremely luxurious. This old man named Anthony is the architect of this building. Anthony told Robert he was planning to build a perfect skyscraper and put everyone in there. In it there are not only theaters, shopping malls, stadiums, but also factories and farms. The current building is just the first step. Although Anthony's dreams were great, after Robert had been here for a long time, he also discovered a lot of problems with the building. The most serious is the class moat in the building. The rich people on the upper floors despise the middle and lower levels. The people in the middle floor flatter the upper floors and then despise and disdain those on the lower floor. Robert did not straightforwardly state the problem. He humbly said goodbye to Anthony and returned to his apartment. But as soon as he got home, he immediately received an invitation to a party from Anthony. Participating in the party were full of high-rise rich people. Robert carefully chose a new outfit. He also goes to the supermarket to buy an expensive bottle of wine. But when he was extremely confident in entering the party, he discovered one thing: the party members were all dressed in splendid costume. Each of them is extremely elegant and arrogant. Robert with the suit became different again. The people around started mocking him. In the end, he was even kicked out of the party. After going through this, Anthony also understood the different sights of the high-rise rich people and Robert. To apologize, Anthony invited Robert to play the ball with him. During the conversation, Robert inadvertently mentioned the low-floor power outages frequently and reminded Anthony to improve the matter. But Anthony said that he soon knew. The lower floors often lose power due to the overloads in the upper floors. He thinks this is the strong bully weak rule, so he does not intend to govern this. At the same time, the people on the lower floors came to look for the building management. They expressed dissatisfaction with the power outage, but the management staff didn't mind at all about them complaining. One day, high-rise people occupied the public entertainment area and swimming pool. It was written outside as a party of upstairs. People downstairs were not allowed in. This is the trigger for a long-standing conflict between the two sides. That night, the building suffered a massive power outage. The rich had no choice but to finish the party. The people on the lower floors were happy to dance. This makes the rich very unhappy. They discussed how to eliminate all the people on the lower floors. They joined with the management and sealed off the building. The lower level people also refused to wait and die. The two sides immediately declared war. Food and utensils in the supermarket were quickly swept away by the rich. Everyone was very confused at the moment, but Robert on the middle floor was still very calm. He bought a paint bucket and locked himself in the house. After a few days outside spoiled for killing each other, both sides suffered heavy casualties. But architect Anthony didn't know what was going on. He is still pondering over the finishing touches of the building. One day, he walked to the door of the room. After seeing what happened outside, he couldn't believe his eyes. He took the elevator downstairs and advised everyone to stay awake. As a result, he was surrounded by people of lower floors. They thought that it was because he designed this building that made them fall in this path. After being beaten, Anthony returned to his apartment. At this point, Wilder crawled out of the ventilation duct and used his gun to kill Anthony. The war in the building also came to an end. The two sides were ultimately both hurt. Only a few women survived. Seeing that the building was quiet, Robert finally walked out the door. He went to the top floor, looked at Anthony's blueprint, and thought deeply. Then he picked up his pen and began to edit the drawing. This movie is actually about a miniature society. The story in the movie tells us that whatever happens should not be too nervous. The last survivor is the winner.